Racist cop arrests black teen, then freezes as she flashes her badge as an FBI agent. What happens when the hunter becomes the hunted? The street was alive with the hum of dust car horns blaring, kids laughing in the distance, and the faint pulse of music from a nearby stoop. 17-year-old Maya Jackson walked through it all, her backpack slung over one shoulder, her eyes fixed on the cracked sidewalk. She was just another kid heading home from the library, her mind on calculus homework and the dinner her mom promised. But the air shifted when the patrol car screeched to a halt beside her. Officer Daniel Hargrove stepped out, his face a mask of suspicion, his hand resting on his holster. "You're in the wrong neighborhood, kid," he barked, his voice thick with an edge Maya knew too well. It wasn't a question, it was an accusation. Her heart raced, but she kept her chin high. She'd been here before, felt the weight of eyes that saw her skin before her soul. "I live here," she said, calm but firm. "I'm just walking home." Hargrove sneered, stepping closer. "Don't get smart with me." Hands against the wall. "Now." The crowd began to gather, phones raised like silent judges. Maya's pulse thundered, but she complied, her palms pressing against the rough brick of the corner store. She knew the drill: stay calm, don't escalate. But inside, anger simmered. This wasn't about a crime. It was about her. Her blackness. Her existence. "You fit the description," Hargrove muttered, yanking her backpack off her shoulder. "Suspicious activity. Let's see what you're hiding." Maya's jaw tightened. "I'm not hiding anything. I'm a student." Shut it," he snapped, tossing her books onto the pavement. A calculus textbook landed in a puddle, its pages soaking through. The crowd murmured, tension coiling tighter. A woman in the back whispered, "This ain't right." Hargrove's radio crackled, but he ignored it, his eyes locked on Maya. He reached for her wrist, twisting it behind her back. The cold bite of handcuffs clicked into place. Maya's breath hitched, but she refused to flinch. She'd learned long ago that showing fear only fed their power. "You're making a mistake," she said, her voice steady despite the pain shooting up her arm. Hargrove laughed, a low, ugly sound. "Mistake? I know your type. Trouble wherever you go." The words stung, but Maya's mind was racing. She wasn't just a kid not anymore. She'd worked too hard, sacrificed too much. At 16, she'd caught the eye of an FBI recruiter at a youth leadership program. By 17, she was their youngest undercover trainee, tasked with infiltrating local gangs to gather intel. Her badge wasn't just a shield, it was her truth. "Last chance," she said, her voice cutting through the humid air. "Let me go." Hargrove spun her around, his face inches from hers. "You don't tell me what to do." The crowd was thicker now, a sea of faces holding their breath. Maya's eyes flicked to them, then back to Hargrove. Slowly, deliberately, she reached into her jacket pocket. Hargrove tensed, his hand dropping to his gun. The crowd gasped, a ripple of fear spreading. "Don't move," he shouted. But Maya didn't stop. Her fingers closed around the leather wallet, and with a flick of her wrist, she held it up, the gold FBI badge catching the last rays of sunlight. Time seemed to freeze. Hargrove's eyes widened, his mouth parting as if the air had been sucked from his lungs. The crowd fell silent, the only sound the distant wail of a siren. "FBI," Maya said, her voice ablade. "You're detaining a federal agent." Hargrove's hand trembled, still hovering over his holster. His face flushed red, then drained pale. The badge wasn't just a symbol, it was a reckoning. He'd seen her as a stereotype, a threat, a nobody. Now, she was his undoing. "Take the cuffs off," she said, her tone unwavering. He fumbled with the keys, his hands shaking as the crowd watched, some cheering softly, others filming. The cuffs fell to the ground with a dull clink. Maya rubbed her wrists, her eyes never leaving Hargrove's. "You thought you knew me," she said, stepping closer. "You didn't." Hargrove stammered, "Too didn't know. I was just doing your job," she cut in, her voice sharp. "Your job isn't to judge me by my skin. It's to protect people like me." The crowd erupted, some clapping, others shouting. Hargrove backed away, his authority crumbling under the weight of his mistake. Maya picked up her soaked textbook, her heart still pounding, but her spirit unbroken. She wasn't just a kid anymore, she was a force, a voice, a truth that couldn't be silenced. As she walked away, the crowd parted, their eyes filled with respect. The wooden fence by the corner store bore a new sign, scrawled in bold black ink. Justice wears a badge. It wasn't just about her badge, it was about her fight. For every kid who'd been profiled, for every soul judged before they could speak, Maya's stand was a spark. She didn't look back at Hargrove, now a shadow of his former swagger. She didn't need to. The truth had spoken louder than his prejudice ever could. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, Maya Jackson walked home, her head high, knowing she'd just changed the story not just for herself, but for everyone watching. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.